Yo, what is up guys? Rob here with another WoW video, and today we're going to be testing out the Legendary Power Final Verdict on the live servers. So we're going to be testing out our burst rotation on the PvP training dummy first, then duels outside of Orgrimmar, and then in some arena skirmishes to see how good this Legendary Power actually is and see how hard it can hit someone. So before I start my burst rotation on the PvP training dummy, I'll just explain it to you really quick. Blade of Justice, Crusader Strike, that'll give me 3 Holy Power. Then I'll use Avenging Wrath, Seraphim, Divine Toll, Final Reckoning, Final Verdict, Judgment, Wake of Ashes, Final Verdict, and then continue getting 3 Holy Power so I can use Final Verdict. And if I have Judgment up, use Judgment before I have Final Verdict up. So let's try this rotation right now. This is attempt number 1 here. Blade of Justice, Crusader Strike, Wings, Seraphim, Divine Toll, Final Reckoning, Final Verdict, Judgment, Wake of Ashes, picking up the orbs right here, Judgment. I don't have Seraphim anymore, so I'm not going to crit as hard, and one more. Alright, so we did decent over there. We hit for 1 Final Verdict crit for about 35,000. That's pretty high. So on the PTRs I was hitting for about 38,000, and that was on the regular training dummies. However, on the PvP training dummies I've been hitting anywhere from 30 to 35,000, and yeah, so we hit 35,000 here, 1 crit. My judgments crit for anywhere between 7,000 to 14,000. Wake of Ashes did not crit. That usually crits for like 20 to 25,000. And my Final Reckoning did not crit. That usually crits anywhere between 18,000 to 20,000 damage. So if Wake of Ashes and Final Reckoning crit, that would have put my damage a lot higher. But unfortunately, they did not crit. And I did not get as many Final Verdict crits as I wanted. But I did crit with 1 for 35,000. So that tells me that I can really hit someone really hard with Final Verdict. So now let's just wait for my cooldowns and do attempt number 2. Alright, so my cooldowns are back up for attempt number 2, and I want to just show you my talents really quick because I think I forgot to show you them before attempt number 1. So we have Final Reckoning and Seraphim. My conduits are in the Pelagos tree, Templar's Vindication, Shielding Words, Ringing Clarity, and Echoing Blessings. So let's try out my burst rotation again. Blade of Justice, Crusader Strike, Wings, Seraphim, Divine Toll, Final Reckoning, Final Verdict, Judgment, Wake of Ashes, Final Verdict, Final Verdict, Judgment before my last Final Verdict here. And let's look at the damage. So we did some pretty decent crits there, I saw. So we did 2 crits with Final Verdict, anywhere between 24,000 and 31,000. So that's pretty decent. Our Judgments crit for a maximum of 13,500. That's pretty good, 3 of those. And then Wake of Ashes crit for 23,000, pretty good. And Final Reckoning did not crit. That usually crits for 20,000, anywhere from 18 to 20,000. So we still didn't crit on that. So let's try attempt number 3, and let's just wait for my cooldowns, and I'll be back in a second. Alright, so my cooldowns are back up. Let's try attempt number 3 here on the PvP training dummy. Picking up the orbs. Alright, let's check out the damage meters there. I saw some good Final Verdicts there. So yeah, we did 2 crits for Final Verdict, 1 for 30,650 and another one for 33,650. And then Judgments, we only crit 1 for 5,000, which was less than my normal hits. Wake of Ashes crit for a decent amount, 23,600. My Final Reckoning did not crit. So we're going to try one more time let's wait for my cooldowns up and see if we can pump out some big burst damage. Alright, my cooldowns are up. Let's test out the final burst rotation on this PvP training dummy. But before we do that, I just want to explain to you guys that I'm also using my trinket here, badge of ferocity here, in my Avenging Wrath Seraphim macro. So you see it's Avenging Wrath, Seraphim, and then my badge of ferocity there. So let's try out the rotation one more time here. Hopefully we can get some big crits here. Ooh, that was a big one. Picking up the orbs. Probably got one more left here without Seraphim, and let's look at the numbers. So we did crit for Final Verdict. We did 3 crits here, anywhere from 16,000 to 33,750. So about the high 33,000s is the most I can crit right now with my gear. Final Reckoning crit for 18,300, and Wake of Ashes did not crit at all. Alright, so now let's test this out in a duel against someone outside of Ogremar and wait for my cooldowns to be back up. Alright, so I found a shaman that would be willing to take my burst rotation. So he's got about 213 eye level gear, which isn't too bad here. So we're going to test out my rotation on him and see how much we can hit him for. Oh, I kicked him. Alright. Let's look at the numbers real quick. Final Verdict hit for 12,000. So it didn't really crit on the high end because my normal hits hit for 12,000 as well. Judgments didn't crit. Final Reckoning crit for 13,600. Wake of Ashes for 12,700. So as you can see, the numbers are a lot smaller when you're fighting an actual person who's wearing PvP gear, versatility, has decent gear, etc., etc., compared to the PvP dummy. So we're going to try this out a few more times if this guy's willing to do it. And let's just wait for my cooldowns to come back up. Alright, so we found a Holy Paladin here with 213 gear. Let's try it out again on him. Try it out, see if we can hit him. Why did he stun me? Ooh. I smashed him for 23,000 right there with the Final Verdict, so that was pretty nice. Thank you. So yeah, I only did one Final Verdict before he died, and I crit for 23,000 on him, so that's a lot of damage right there for someone with about 213 eye level. Wake of Ashes did not crit, and Final Reckoning did not crit, but Final Verdict did crit, and that's what's important there. So we're gonna try to find someone else now, and while I wait for my cooldowns. Alright, so this Paladin has full 220 gear. Let's test it out on him. Alright, so let's see how much damage we did here. We did no crits on him. That's because he used his wall to reduce my damage by 20%. So I didn't crit with Final Verdict there. Did not crit with anything really. All my damage was pretty much useless against him since he used his wall. Ooh, I have someone else who wants to... I have a priest that wants to test this out. So when my cooldowns are back, we'll test it out on this priest. Alright, so we have this priest here, full 213 gear. So we'll see how much damage we can do on this guy with our full burst rotation here. Challenged him to a duel, see if he accepts. Okay, just so I know, yeah. Just heal yourself. Alright, he just wanted to clarify what to do. So I told him to just heal himself while he's standing still. Trying my rotation right now. Alright, so it looks like we didn't do much against him. Thank you. Let's look at the numbers. Final verdict, we got 1 crit for 14,500. Judgments crit for 6,000, which is pretty low. My normal hits were 1,500. That's pretty terrible. Final Reckoning didn't crit. And Wake of Ashes did not crit. That might be because he used his powered shield. I don't know if that absorbs damage or whatever. Oh well, so we didn't hit too hard against that guy. I want to try it on this Paladin one more time and tell him not to use any of his defensive cooldowns. So in the meantime, just wait for my cooldowns and try to get this guy to duel me. Alright, we're going to test out my final duel on this guy right here, 220 fully geared Holy Paladin here. See how much we can crit him for with Final Verdict. Blade of Justice, Crusader Strike, Wing Seraphim Trinket, Divine Toll, Final Reckoning, Hammer Wrath. Ooh, we did a nice, some nice crits here for the final duel. Alright, let's look at the numbers. Thank you. So we did get some crits there, I saw. Final Verdict, 2 crits, anywhere from 9,000 to 19,000. So the highest one was 19,000 damage. That's pretty good with Final Verdict. I've hit that on other people without the Final Verdict legendary as well. So maybe we can probably hit for like 21,000 with Final Verdict. Judgments crit for 9,000. Final Reckoning crit for 11,300, and Wake of Ashes crit for about 11,000 as well. So it seems like the burst is still pretty good with Final Verdict. In duels, you can hit someone for about 20,000. You can probably push that higher depending on the gear that the person has. This guy had 220 eye level gear, so me hitting 20,000 on him is pretty nice. Maybe if they had lower gear, I can hit a bit higher. And if I had better gear, I could probably hit higher too. So now let's do some testing in arena. Alright, so this is our first arena skirmish match here. Unfortunately, it looks like it's a 3v3 match, and there's only 2 people on my team. And I don't know who I'm fighting here. So I'm just going to stick with my standard build right here. And we are going to see if I can hit big numbers on some people in arena. So we have a hunter, it looks like, probably a rogue and a druid, something like that. Druid's here. I'm gonna just try to hit this guy as hard as I can. It's triple DPS, it looks like. Alright, so that guy's dead. Kick this guy's clone. I don't have the rogue on my bars, which is pretty annoying. I'm just going to Hajj him. I'm going to get cloned. Now my healer's cloned. So it was triple DPS versus Boomkin Druid, Rogue Hunter. And I think I hit that Hunter a little bit hard because he had no gear, it looked like. So this might not be an accurate representation of what I'm trying to do here. Can't really hit anything since everyone runs faster than me. That guy's dead. Well, it looks like we win the 2v3. So yeah, we win the 2v3 there. Now let's look at the numbers while we queue up and wait for the next game. So final verdict, I did 2 crits for 15,000, so that's okay. It's a little bit on the low side of my crits. Judgments crit for 7 to 10,000 damage. Wake of Ashes did not crit, and Final Reckoning did 2 normal hits for 1,600 damage, so that's pretty terrible. Yeah, so that might have been a wash, that arena match. Hopefully the next arena match is a 2v2, and we can try our burst rotation a bit better. So let's just wait for the queue, and then I'll restart the video. Alright, here is arena number 2. This guy's a former gladiator right here, and it looks like it's another 3v3, but now there's only 2 people on the other team here. I don't know why I keep getting 3s games when I'm queuing as a DPS. I usually get 2v2 games, but whatever. We're just gonna hit this Ret Paladin here, and one thing I want to clarify is that the damage from Final Reckoning goes from 50% to 30% in arena, so it's not as good. So let's just hit this Ret Paladin. If I can get to him. My hunter's already dead instantly. I'm gonna try to hit this guy really hard right now. Kicked his polymorph. You always want to kick polymorph. Just want to test my final verdict, man. I didn't bubble there because I really don't care, because I just want to see the numbers. We only crit for, I think, 12,000 on a final verdict, so that's pretty bad. So yeah, we crit for 12,000. At least my Final Reckoning hit for 13,700. That's pretty good. And I didn't even... Where's my Wake of Ashes? Wake of Ashes only hit for 4,000. So that's pretty bad. Let's hopefully get some better numbers in the next arena match. That's hopefully a 2v2. So it'll be a bit easier to get my rotation off. Alright, here's attempt number 3. Unfortunately, another 3v3 right now, and it's I have a healer on my team and a warrior, and we're fighting a triple DPS. So it's that triple DPS from earlier, I believe. I'm gonna try to hit a different target. Maybe I'll hit the rogue or the druid. We'll see. I'm just gonna keep my regular build here and not change anything. Just gonna try to focus on getting final verdicts and big crits. So that was good by my warrior there to get this guy out. Just gonna hit the druid. Going hard right here. Switching to the rogue since he's right here. I think we just pretty much obliterated that guy. We just obliterated that guy as well, but he doesn't have too much gear, so it's not really that impressive. Hit that guy for a decent amount. I just trinketed the root because I really don't care. And this guy's dead. So I did the most damage. Let's look at the numbers now. Just queue up. Let's look at the numbers here. Final verdict hit for 17,000. So that's pretty decent. Judgment crit for 10,000. Final Reckoning for 8,000, and Templar's Vindication did some damage, and it looks like I didn't hit anyone with Wake of Ashes that game, so we were not able to get some information about that. But it looks like my final verdicts crit from anywhere to 12,000 to 17,000 damage. That's pretty decent. Without the final verdict legendary, I have crit in arena, in rated arena at like 1850, 1900 MMR. Without final verdict, I crit for about 20,000. So it's kind of weird seeing that I'm not able to hit that high with the final verdict legendary and the buff that just happened this patch. So it's kind of weird right now. Looks like we got a 2v2 here finally. Mage, warrior. I'm just gonna hit the warrior right now. It might have been that I hit that guy for 20,000 on my other paladin without final verdict, because maybe he didn't use his defensive cooldowns. Maybe these guys are using their defensive cooldowns as I'm hitting them with my big burst. So there's a lot of factors at play here. You're not going to really get an accurate number. Probably the most accurate numbers are going to be from the duels, when you just hit someone standing still that's not using any defensive cooldowns. But this will be our last arena attempt here. I'm just going to try to hit the warrior the entire time. Not really going to change anything with my talents. And let's see how much damage I can do to this warrior with final verdict. So this guy has about 213 eye level, I would say, based off his HP. I'm not getting poly, that's great. Alright, I hit him with a final verdict. I'm just gonna bubble. He used all his defensive cooldowns here. Just sitting in bubble. And looks like he is dead. Not gonna give freedom to this guy, even though I should. He kicked the poly, that's pretty good. I'll just hodge him right here while he's locked out after his blink. Try to slow him with his cauterize. My slow does nothing to him. Disoriented. Probably gonna die here. Should just freedom the healer, but my teammate, but I don't have the macro set up, so I really don't feel like doing that. Alright, so let's look at the numbers. My final verdict. Hit for normal hits from anywhere from 4,000 to 10,500. We had 2 of them that were parried. Judgments, no crits. Final Reckoning did only 5,000. And Wake of Ashes only did 4,000 non-crits. So overall, this new legendary, it seems good. Like I think it's good. I know it's good, but unfortunately the numbers aren't as high as I would have expected. But I think for now, Final Verdict is probably the best legendary if you're fighting a team that's not going to focus you. If you're going to fight a team that's going to be focusing you a lot, I would still use Reign of Endless Kings. So yeah, these two would be the best legendaries. I would use Final Verdict if I'm trying to hit as hard as I can against a team that's not going to focus me. And if I think an arena team is going to focus me, I'll use Reign of Endless Kings for that extra survivability. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitch. There's a link in the description below. I want to start doing 2s with viewers. Unfortunately, I don't have viewers to do 2s with, so I might have to just find people randomly in-game to do 2s with if they watch my stream. And if you like this video, share this video with someone you know. And leave a like if you like the video. And if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, leave them in the comment section below. And I'll try to answer you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Peace out.